Life in a world that keeps changing. Think that it's progress you're making. Copy and paste pretty faces all the time. Pictures so perfect we play.
Hello everyone, welcome to Anointed Lady TV, the home of news and politics. If it is your first time in this channel, you are highly welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by. And if you like what we do on this channel, hit on the subscribe button, also put on the notification bell so you'll be notified by YouTube anytime we drop a new video. And if you are returning subscribers, thank you very much for always coming back to watch our videos. On this platform, we drop videos every day and we react to every video that come our way. And on this very video, I will be watching with you. And after watching, let's go to the comment section and drop our opinion constructively. Like our videos and also share our videos if possible. See you next time in my next video.
Started a series on leadership, and we've been talking about leadership for a while, and it's just great what God is doing, on the show every Sunday morning like this, and we're streaming across all the platforms. Like we said last week, it takes a mentality for you to have a certain level of leadership in a country, and the mentality of our leadership is a sum total of the behavioral patterns of our society. And truth has to be said, I'm going to be breaking down for you why we have difficulties in getting leadership right. The mentality of our leadership is a sum total of the behavioral pattern of our society. If we have a society that doesn't believe in integrity, that doesn't believe in commitment to a goal, that doesn't believe in providing for the less privileged, we can never have a leadership class that will believe in integrity. So for every hand we point at the leadership, it is also pointing back at us. So the question you want to ask this morning is, why does Africa have a problem of leadership? Because Africa has a problem of society. I'd like to tell you how leaders are made. Leaders are made also from broken homes. Leaders are also made from broken homes. Leaders are made from disjointed society. Leaders are made from every father out there that does not plan for his next generation. Let me tell you how leaders are born. A man sees a woman. The man had learnt from hitherto voices that have misled him about society that once you see a woman, you go take your own share of the national cake, which is a bad mindset, and you run away. And the man goes to the woman, he copulates with the woman, not thinking of the future. The woman gets pregnant, and when she gets pregnant, she tells the man, and the man says, I've got nothing to do with the pregnancy. I am not the only man that met you. Then the woman finally goes to have the baby, and she raises the child alone. And guess what? She raises the child alone, and the child starts to have a perspective about the world, that the world is cruel, that my father never wanted me, that I feel dejected. Then the child starts to think and say, one day I will work hard to become something in life, to be able to show my father something. I have a point to prove. So the child grows up with that mindset, gets ambitious, gets successful. When he gets ambitious, gets successful, he gets successful with the intent of not to raise a society, but to show everybody that in spite of what I went through, I was successful. so I am the king now. So the child learns how to be brutal. The child doesn't understand that you must play by the rules, because in the first place there were no rules. Because there was no father to be able to teach the child about love. There was no father to be able to teach the child that there's more to success rather than just being big and having all the money in the world. That success is about living and letting others live. That success is about raising people that are down, distraught, and downcast in society. So the child learns every plausible bad experience about success in the book. And the priority for success is not the priority that is in tandem with what will bring development to the society. The reason why the child becomes successful is because the child wants to prove a point. And guess what? If care is not taken, that becomes your leader. And if care is not taken, that same leader inspires a lot of people. And what does the leader do? The leader tells other millions of people out there that it's okay not to respect people. It's okay to hurt people. It's okay to do everything possible to get your way with a woman. It's okay to be braggadocious and show the world that everything is about you. So that child also passes on all those values that are inimical to societal growth to his own child. And the cycle continues. And because that child is very influential, and a lot of people are misguided, they think because somebody is influential, the person knows everything, then they start to fall astray. Then they have that kind of mantra. And when they have that kind of mantra, it becomes the order of the day. So we start to populate an ideology in society that society should be less kind to people. That society should be less warm to people. That you should do anything to be able to get what you want in life. Even if it's to steal, even if it's to not play by the rules, even if it's to bribe election officials. Then we have a cycle. And this cycle of pain is what is birthing most of the leaders in the African continent. There's always a point to prove, but it's not the good point of how can we help people more. Because some of them, and I'm not saying all of them, hence I make a fallacy of hasty generalization, because some of them feel the greatest point to prove in society is to show people that never gave me a chance when I do well that I became successful in spite of them, and I'm going to put them down. And once we develop this mindset in society, it becomes the order of the day. Then our society starts to cascade into the trenches of avarice and chaos because of that. Our society does not move forward, becomes stagnated, and leaders are so concerned about how much they can show off rather than how many people they can heal. They be so concerned about how much they can hurt people rather than how much they can heal people. So that's the origin of the mindset. And guess what? While they were growing up, if they did not have the much needed love and the much needed care, all they do is to wallow and deepen their hurt for humanity. And if they wallow in the pain and they deepen their hurt for humanity, what happens? It's always a case of never enough. So no position for them is never enough. no position for them is never enough. I understand that I'm losing audio. I apologize for that. Can we... Is the audio back now? Oh. Okay, I'm going to try to start the connection again. So, when they get to a place where for them nothing is ever enough, then they start to wallow in an abyss, in an unthinkable abyss. Can people hear me on YouTube? Good, okay. And when they start to wallow in this unthinkable abyss, there is so much and so little, I should say, they can do. So rather than having a clear plan for the people and how to better the lot of the people, a lot of them start to face their own personal demons. And it is in facing their own personal demons they lose the plots. So the problem with Africa is that we have too many people still facing their own personal demons, yet they want to be leader. Oh, I don't know what's happening on Instagram. We can't seem to be able to get Instagram people on. We'll see how we can reconnect with them. So like I was saying, we have too many people that are facing their own personal demons and they want to be leaders. You can't be facing your own personal demon and thinking that the life of others entrusted in your hands will make you a lot better. So like I was saying, you can't be facing your own personal demons and thinking the lives of millions of other people entrusted in your hands will be a lot better. There are many leaders out there that they are not done dealing with what happened to them at the age of 10. And I tell you today, if you've not dealt with a niggling emotional issue of acceptance that you dealt with since the age of 10, then nothing will predominantly change in your life. Except you're able to deal with it, except you're able to deal with your own personal inherent demons, except you're able to liberate yourself and emancipate yourself from a great deal of your own personal mental slavery, then nothing will happen. Because you see, this first thing I'm talking about, I'm dealing with the root cause. Also, if time permits me, I also like to deal with societal causes. These things we're talking about is just the beginning. You have not dealt with how you were now taught how to be evil because of the game of politics you're about to play, the cutthroat nature of politics. A lot of you might even come from good homes, but you had not stabilized in terms of your emotional development when you got into politics and got into leadership. A lot of you cried so much the first nights where you were told to kill, but afterwards you became accustomed to it. But everything goes back to the home, and this is the most vital part. You can't be a man that leads nations and you were never loved at the start of your life, and you think the pain will not suffice. You will always try to prove a point, and the point might not be in the interest of the people. And truly, that's why I know it hurts. But if you truly loved and you were birthed in love, politics is not going to be a do or die thing for you. The desperation is not going to be overwhelming, because what you want to do is to simply serve. But the truth is, maybe there are some things you need to deal with. A lot of people that are becoming leaders today probably were not affirmed, probably were not kissed by their parents and told how much they were loved. All of those things matter. And parents, please, if you're listening to me today, don't forget that with you, you're carrying many generations. And how you treat them will determine how the future of the country will be. I beg you, treat your children right. Show them love. You cannot be a father and still be frolicking with 4 or 5 other girlfriends. That child knows, in case you think they don't know. And everything comes back to the child. And anything you do will be reflected on the child. Because one, scientifically, the child carries your DNA. Secondly, it carries your traits. Your values will be reflected on the child. Mothers, please, also, you have a rethink. I ask you and I beg you. Because anything you do will be reflected on the generations yet unborn. Which you carry with you 4 generations in your loins. And you see, society is filled currently with people that had a misalignment from the childhood. And these are people that are becoming leaders, not only in the political sphere, in every sphere of society. But there's a part we must all play. So at first, you need to understand that every leader comes from a home. And the home was the first agent of socialization. Some of them never had it good from the home front. And truth has to be said. By them not having it good from the home front, caused a lot of chaos in their lives. And them striving for leadership is a way to fill a void that is deep in their hearts. That probably leadership might not be the solution. They may need to fix their internal questions. Until we start thinking, then we can never make it out. And that's why all over the African continent, we had leaders like Mobutu, Sese Seko, Kukungenu Wazabanga. Leaders that thought it's all about them. It's all about their personal gain. Mobutu got so powerful that he became richer than his country. You wonder, why would somebody want to be richer than his own country? Why will somebody want to be richer than his own nation? But I don't know, so please do not quote me. Do you know the kind of thirst he has inside that he needed to feel? Do you know the kind of pain he went through that he needed to feel? You don't know. But these things matter. And that's why this message today is also a message to our parents. Please raise better generations. Because when you shirk your responsibility, you build liabilities for society. When you shirk your responsibility as a parent, you build liabilities for society. But it's time for us to look deeply. Look at Idi Amin Dada. Do you know the kind of hunger and the zest he was trying to fill up inside of him? You'll probably never be able to know. But you just sit down there and wonder, why do our leaders do what they do? Why do they need to kill and hurt people? There was once a Kenyan president, Arab Moi. He had so much land. The people wonder, what did he need it for? But do you know the kind of deep, conceited gulf he had? Do you know? Because it really takes a lot to be able to order people to kill for you to win an election at all costs. It's not that everybody do not know about the violence, but the truth has to be said. Not everybody is wired in a way to do things violently. And not in every case, but in some cases, the wiring for violence also comes from your childhood and your home. The mentality for violence also comes from your upbringing. If you grew up in a society where violence was acceptable, you would accept violence. But if you grew up in a society where violence was condemned, you will condemn violence. And all of these things go back to the origin, to the homes of millions of people. So it goes back to the home front. It goes back to the mindset from the home front. What was the home front like? Was it okay or was it sad? Whatever the case might be, we might have lost out on having great leaders on the African continent. But can we secure the next generation? And parents out there, can you help to secure the next generation by treating your children right? Can you help to secure the next generation by being deliberate about how you raise your children? Can you help to secure the next generation by understanding that your child, or being a father or a mother, is the most important job in the world? And that's why when we lose the family, we lose a nation. And I hope our leadership understands that. When we lose the family, we lose the nation. When we lose the family, we lose the nation. The reason why we're losing the nation is because we're losing the family. We don't have families again that sit down on the table together. We don't have families again that pass on values. So when we don't have families, how do we have a nation? Because a family is a sum total of a nation. We need to look back and see how we can start to build a family again. Because the leaders we have today, a lot of people forget, is a reflection of the families we had yesterday. The leaders we'll have tomorrow, in the next 30, 40 years, will be a reflection of the families we have today. What kind of families are we building today? Families set up on baby mama? Even children that were raised with both parents. Sometimes this struggle, it takes the grace of God. How much more children that are raised without one parent? Not that the other parent is not there, but the value system is missing. We must be able to have a family that truly accounts for the identity of its children. We must be able to have a family that truly accounts for the identity of its children. Do we have that family structure today? Can parents truly account for the identity of their children? Can we? We must be able to have that family. And what we get up to do when we have that family, posterity will definitely judge us by that. So the first phase in understanding leadership is understanding the scenario at which these leaders were birthed. So you can't complain all you want, but if the home front was not good, it will take a miracle. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying people that were birthed in a bad home don't have epiphany and they change. But the question is, how many of them truly have that epiphany? And that's why we need to collectively make the family account for the identity of their children. It all goes back to the mindsets. Make the family account for the identity of the children. That thing I said is very loaded. A lot of families can account for the identity of their children. They don't even know how many children are at home or are outside. Some families, it is when the father dies, you know how many children they truly have. There are some women out there, you don't know how many children your husband truly has. It is when the man dies, you will know. And a child that is not brought up in the home also loses a sense of the identity. There are so many women out there that the so-called secretary to your husband, that your husband told you that I just, want to give her a better life and I helped her out with some money. The money is probably helping her with is to take care of a child they had together that they don't want you to know about. So families must be able to account for the identity of your children. We live in an African society where too many people want to give what they don't have. And truth has to be said, you cannot give what you don't have. So I'll put up the number to call. 0818 099 1991. These are the lines to call me up on. Also in the 10 o'clock hour, just to let you know, we'll have another interview coming up. There's a case in court that INEC went to plead as regards temporary voters card, and that case is in court, and INEC went to plead that case in court, and they also lost. So we will interview one of the lawyers that handled that case. That's in the political segment in the 10 o'clock hour. 0818 099 1991. That's the phone line to call us up on. 0818 099 1991. We have a call already. Hello, how are you?
Hello, good morning.
Bless you, morning. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Tunde. I'm calling from
From where?
Surulere.
Bless you, sir. Talk to me, sir.
Yep. I think I'm talking to Rufai.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah.
I want to agree with you on the leadership issue. Hello?
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, you've spoken well about the leadership issue, especially as it relates to Nigeria, our country. But I want to disagree with you absolutely on the family line.
Okay.
Okay? Absolutely. Because you are validating the women.
I was doing what?
You were validating the women.
I was validating the women.
Yes.
How?
When you started your talk, you said you have a man who just married a woman, and the woman started raising child on her own. The truth of the matter is that women control access to sex, and men control access to relationships.
So let me come in quickly. I think you missed the plot. You totally missed the plot. So it's not a battle of the sexes thing. All I did was I set a scenario. I used an illustration to be able to show you the excesses of or how a dysfunctional home starts. It's not a battle of the sexes. That's not my priority. My priority is to be able to fix the fundamental structural problems that comes as a result of a home.
You had the opportunity of shaping the way people think.
No,
because of
no,
because of the opportunity you have.
that's an illustration, and I deliberately started it.
I am also talking about your illustration.
Yes.
That it takes two individuals. When it takes two individuals
Mm.
to make a child. So when two people are irresponsible, don't put it on one person. That's why I actually told you that the power a woman has is actually over her. So that illustration is not
I get you, but it is my illustration. My illustration. Can you listen to me, please? My illustration was not to denigrate the male folk. My illustration.
time and time again.
No, hang on a minute, please. My illustration was to be able to set a scene for how dysfunction happens. It could go either ways. So it is not to denigrate the male folk. And it is not a battle of the sexes.
You reinforced me. I listened to you also. That was why I was waiting for it to call out so I can call.
No, I get your point, but it was an illustration not to.
When you were in previous radio station, I like your shows and stuff like
yeah.
that.
But the illustration was not to denigrate the male folk.
Who have experienced life, I realized that women are not held accountable, and it's easier to blame men.
Please, would you listen to me, sir? Would you listen to me, sir? I think if you are making it a battle of the sexes, you are taking the off the message. I don't want to be drawn into this. It's not right. I have repeated to you that it is not to denigrate men. And if I had said that to you, I think you should respect that. I have repeated to you, it's not to denigrate men. It's to set a scene. Alright? It is never to denigrate men. So when you subject it to battle of the sexes, I'm not saying women don't have their flaws in society. I talked about baby mama too. No, please, would you let me finish, sir? Would you let me finish, sir? Please, I beg you. So I also talked about baby mama. A woman too can call and say, oh, it's the man that should take responsibility. But I have told you it's an illustration. What I am focused on, pretty much, is the way dysfunction happens in society, which could be either ways. All right? Let us stick to that so that we can iron out the case of leadership failure.
This is the fabric of the family.
Yes.
And that is what builds the society.
So I appreciate you for that, but I think I've been able to make myself very clear that it was just an illustration. And in also speaking, I also did mention baby mamas. The woman too can take it on their own accord. It's as simple as that. So let's just see it that way.
But I have accepted.
And I think I have repeated it over and over again. Please, let's not make this about battle of the sexes. Let's focus on dysfunctional societies. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. So see, this is not to pass blame on anybody. This is not a battle of the sexes. The truth has to be said. It's a reflection of the dysfunction in the home. And that's what I try to set the scene for with the scenario. Hello, how are you?
Hello.
Great to have you.
Good morning.
Morning, sir. What's your name, sir?
Yeah, this is Ugonna calling from Oka, Anambra State.
Yes, Ugonna from Oka, Anambra State. Bless you, my brother. Hello?
What your program is about.
Yes.
And I'm particularly concerned because it has to do with the leadership in Nigeria. That's where it affects.
Yeah, please Ugonna, can you help me check your there's a holdback from your line. I don't know what is happening.
Okay.
Yes.
So let me just move away from it.
Yes, move away from it.
Yeah. So I'm particularly concerned because it has to do with the leadership we have in Nigeria and it's affecting everybody, the high and the low. However, the whole thing is trickling down from the high. And every common man in Nigeria is feeling it. The leadership, Nigeria is what it is today because of leadership failure that is no shortcut to it. And I believe every institution, the academic institution, the school, the church, and particularly the church, because that is where morality ought to be, managed and molded. The family, just like you are anchoring your program on, the family. Now today, because of the difficulty in the economy, the mama, the papa, everybody is pursuing that thing that is hard to come. Leaving the children in the hands of mates and the hands of nobody in the streets. So I believe, I appreciate the fact that you're doing this work because you are a TV presenter. I think the mainstream media should help us hit on the church, because while we are glorifying and celebrating the ill-gotten wealth, they are the same people that are bringing this ill-gotten wealth into the churches and are being celebrated and accepted. It's high time we criticize this. whatever it is they call themselves, begin to understand they are the big impact as a matter of fact beyond the family level.
Yes, so my people, as I tell una say I go come back, I don't come back, una welcome back. As una see that video, una watch, how una see am. I want more una leave una comment for the comment section there. More una tell me how una see the matter, whether it good or it bad. If it good, make una let me know. If it still bad, make una still let me know. Una remember say everybody gets freedom of speech. Okay? All right. Thank you very much. Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Good day, my brothers and sisters, my mommies and my daddies over there. Is your sister again, your doctor, your friend, your girl, Anointed Lady TV. Please, if today is your first time of coming across my YouTube channel, please do subscribe for me. Subscribe and turn on the notification bell. So each time I upload any video, you will be notified. So in this my channel, I will be bringing up many things to you in which you will benefit from it. I do talk show, I do news, anything you want to talk about, I am into it. Please subscribe and turn on the notification bell. So each time I upload any video or each time I'm on live on YouTube, you will be notified. Thank you very much for always being there for me. Please do subscribe for me, and as you do so, God will richly bless you and meet your heart desire. Thank you very much. I love you all.